Hi, I'm Ben, one of the electricians with the My team at Advantage Air, and today I'm here with Quentin, one of the MyLights consultants.
G'day.
Together, we're going to step you through a MyLights install here at Quentin's home to show you how easy it is. As it's DIY, you don't need to be a qualified electrician like me to install it. Before we get started, we have made sure that the house is wired to Australian standards, the existing downlights are plugged into sockets, and there are 2 power points in the roof. If you're unsure about any of these points, call my team. These are the tools you'll need to complete the job. Drill or Phillips head screwdriver, torch, masonry drill with 6.5 and 25mm drill bit and chisel bit for solid brick, or gyprock saw if you have a stud wall, tape measure, cable snake, screws and green plugs, electrical tape, and mask, gloves and eyewear. We'll now unpack our MyLights kit and check that we have everything, including any upgraded items. We've finished unpacking our box and checked everything against the checklist. Here you can see we've upgraded a few cables and Quentin can explain why.
Before I finalise my order, I checked the distance between my existing downlights and where I plan to install the light module in the roof. This determined that I needed to upgrade my length of cables.
Next step, Quentin is going to draw a mud map to show us which lights he wants to control today. Now that we know which lights we want to control, we need to look at what switches they're connected to.
In the bedroom, there is one light switch for all 4 lights. In the kitchen, there is one switch controlling 5 lights, and the entry light is switched by itself.
This will determine how we label all of our light and switch cables. Here is our finished mud map. Full details of how to label your lights and switches on your mud map are included in your kit. Moving on, we're going to label our light cables as per the light module plan. Now we've finished labelling the downlight cables, which look like this, we can move on to labelling the switch cables, which look like this. I used the light module plan we created before to tell me which number to label this switch. I'll also use this plan to label the light module and set the dip switches. You'll find full instructions on how to set the dip switches in your kit. Before we get in the roof, we're going to plug it all in to test it. We do this to check it's all working correctly. We'll break this down into 2 parts. Part 1. First, plug the blue cable into the touchscreen. Then, plug the other end of the blue cable into the control box. Plug the power supply into the control box. Plug the transformer cable into the transformer. Part 2. Choose the colour of your light by adjusting the selector switch on the back. Plug all the light cables into the lights. Next, plug the other end of the light cable into the corresponding port on the light module. Repeat this step until they're all connected. At this stage, we don't need to plug in the switch cables. Plug the light module transformer cable into the light module. Connect the control box to the light module using the blue cable. This is connected between the EXT8 port on the control box and the EXT port on the light module. Connect both power supplies into a power point and turn on. Wait for the touchscreen to power up and load the MyPlace app. You should see buttons equivalent to the number of switches you have. Tap each button one at a time and check the correct number of lights come on for that switch. All working? Great. Our lights are all working as expected. If you have any trouble with this, give us a call. Now we'll turn off the power so we can remove our existing downlights and then get in the roof safely. Now that the power has been turned off, we can safely remove the downlight. If your downlight has been painted on, you can use a knife to score the edge so that you don't peel the paint. After you've got to this stage, you'll need to unplug the cable from the socket. You can do this by putting your hand up. Unplug it, and then you can remove the light down. Before we get in the roof, we'll pack what we need in a box to take with us. Take the light module, silver power supply, green downlight cables, green switch cables and adapters into the roof with you. You will also need your tools, torch and safety gear. The easiest way to do this is to pop them in a box. Now we're ready to get up into the roof. Let's just double check that the power is off at the switchboard. A tip from us: if you haven't been in a roof before, take your time. Hold on to an overhead rafter where possible. Be careful where you tread, stepping only on ceiling joists and watching out for spiders. If you have a tiled roof, you can slide some tiles to let some extra light in. Get to know your layout, have a look around, understand where your rooms are and look for the light holes. Locate the lights you want connected and mount the light module central to these. If you're getting an electrician in, this is where you would ask for the power points to be installed. This is where we're mounting the light module today. Screw the light module and power supply to the timber and then plug them in. With that done, we can start running our cables. We'll start with the lights. Take out cable 1A and run it to the corresponding light point as per your plan. Repeat this step as necessary for all remaining lights. Now we can move on to the switch cables. Always start with channel 1 on the light module. For us, this is the entry. Plug the green connector, this one, into the switch side of the light module. Run the cable out to the existing downlight socket and plug it in with this adapter switch from the box. Always plug the green cable into the left port. Repeat this step for all the remaining switches. We're going to clip our cables to the timbers to keep them neat. This step is optional. Now it's time to get out of the roof for a bit. Take care when stepping back onto your ladder. If someone is home, get them to hold it for you. Time to plug in our downlights. Bring the ladder and start installing the downlights one by one. This is done by plugging the green cables into this socket on the back. Double check the colour is correct. Fit them by pushing these clips upwards and slowly inserting them into the hole in your ceiling, releasing the clips once they are above the gyprock. Follow these steps until all your downlights are installed. Remember to wipe off any fingerprints. We're all done with the lights now, onto the touchscreen.
We suggest you place your touchscreen in a convenient location, such as the living room or near an entrance.
I've chosen to put the screen near my most commonly used entrance door. You will need to ensure it's on a wall clear of any 240 volt power. There is space to turn the screen from landscape to portrait, and we recommend around 1500mm from the floor.
If your home is solid brick, it must be a cavity wall, like this one.
If you have gyprock walls, you can cut a hole above the nogging. Using the larger bracket from the touchscreen box, mark the wall for the screw holes and the touchscreen hole. With a 6.5mm masonry bit, drill the marked screw holes and then carefully bang in the green plugs. Swap to a 25mm drill bit and drill in the centre of the circle on a 45° angle until you reach the cavity. Using the 6.5mm bit again, drill a series of holes around the circle. Change to a chisel bit and chisel out the inside of the circle. Screw the bracket onto the wall and ensure the touchscreen can go in smoothly. This is done by placing it on a 45-degree angle and rotating it to make sure the fins lock in. Remove the touchscreen and feed the cable snake, one of these, all the way up the cavity. Time for Ben to head back into the roof.
We need to take a few things with us. The control box, the black power supply, short blue cable, long blue cable, your tools, tape and safety gear. Pop it all in a box. Remember, always be careful where you walk. We're going to screw the control box next to the light module and then place the black power supply on a timber joist below the control box before plugging it in. Connect the control box to the light module using the short blue cable. This is connected between the EXT port on the light module and the EXT8 port on the control box. Plug in the long blue cable to the port marked touchscreen on the control box. Run the blue cable from here to where the snake is. Tape the end onto the snake. We're going to clip our cables to the timbers to keep them neat. This step is optional. And that's us, all done in the roof. Head back down to the touchscreen hole and pull on the snake until the blue cable is out of the hole. Remove the snake, plug the blue cable into the back of the touchscreen and refit onto the wall.
Head out to your meter box and turn your main switch back on. We need some power. Once the power is back on, the touchscreen will be loading the MyPlace app automatically. You'll know this is complete when you see the MyLights tab. Peel off the screen protector. Tap on the Groups tab and you'll see a button for each light switch you have connected. To label these, tap Setup and then tap Lights Wizard. If your screen is in landscape, it will request you to rotate it to portrait. Follow the on-screen prompt. Flick the switch you want to name and then label it on the touchscreen as per your diagram. If you would like to group certain lights, you can also select or create a new group at this stage.
Repeat these steps for all remaining switches.
Once you have finished labelling, press Save, then tap on the Groups tab to go back to the main display.
We hope you enjoyed discovering everything MyLights can do.
If you have any questions, call our friendly My Team. We're here to help.